Motorsport Mondays. It is back! And don't get me wrong, obviously having a ton of fun with Crusader Kings 3, and I know you guys are as well. But at the same time, we've left a few things hanging, and we need to give it some proper attention and keep working on our achievement run. Let's get the main screen turned on. Hello, everybody. Hopefully, this Monday is treating you okay. Hopefully you can breathe because you neither have COVID nor are you in one of the many states that are actively just on fire. I mean, I'm not a religious person, but this whole Armageddon thing, I don't know, I'm kind of starting to buy it. The signs are all there, I'm just saying. Pharynx, you're in a fire state? Jeez. Yeah, it is pretty ridiculous, yeah. Free really well, service fixed your laptop without having to pay. Nice! Free repairs, it's good stuff. The Mayans are all, yeah, it was a typo. It was a typo. 2012 was a typo, baby. That's all it was. We're here to do some Motorsport Manager. Let me read some resubs really quick here, because we want to do 2 races, and it's always a little bit tight to do that. So, real quick, we've got Draconium coming in right now at 5 months. It says, let's go vroom vroom. We've got SFX at 5 months as well. It says, been watching for the last 4 to 5 years. Finally starting to be able to subscribe some more. Well, thank you very much, SFX. We've got Dr. Smith at 10 months, Fletcher Reed at 53, Codexis at 66, Dormanil at 36 months. That's a 3-year resub. Dormanil says, happy 600k. I had no idea. Apparently we did hit 600,000 subscribers on YouTube today. Pretty exciting stuff. And just now we've got Dubstack at 6 months as well. Thank you very much for that. Let's get racing as quickly as we can. So for those of you who have not been here before, Motorsport Manager is a game where you manage a motorsport team, open cockpit, single-seater, open wheel thing, basically like F1 kind of thing. We are currently doing a achievement run called the Underdog Challenge. It's a very challenging thing. There are 3 leagues in Motorsport Manager. With the Underdog Challenge, you start in the bottommost league with the absolute worst team in that league, Predator Racing Group, and the goal is to make it to the very top and win all the things. We are now in the middle league, the Asia Pacific Super Cup, and it's actually gone surprisingly well. This is our 2nd season in the Asia Pacific Super Cup. Our first season, our only goal was to not be relegated down, which was actually fairly easy for us to do. And in terms of team standings in the 2nd season, we are currently 3rd overall. It will be fairly difficult, if not unlikely, for us to actually win and get promoted. We are currently 11 points behind Team Kirov here. There's not a lot of points that score, not a lot of places that score points in this league, so it's very difficult to get up there. On the other hand, we do have some pretty good drivers. Max Porter, who is one of the drivers we've carried for the last couple of seasons at this point. He's pretty good, although he hasn't done that well. Then we've got Ria over here, who we recruited her. She had, I don't know, did she only have like 1.5 stars of skill when we recruited her? But she had massive potential. And her potential just keeps growing, actually, with all the stuff that we've been developing with her. She's got tons of potential. She's skilling up like crazy, and actually has been routinely doing better than Max. And in fact is currently, where was the screen that we were just on, which showed their league? Was it on the homepage? Oh, over here, I guess. Ria Montero is currently 3rd in the league. Max Porter's down in 11th overall. So 3rd in the league for Montero. She's doing pretty good. In fact, if she gets lucky in the next race, she could easily come to 2nd place, beating some guy last name Hamilton. No one with the last name Hamilton could possibly be a good race car driver. I mean, come on! In terms of parts, so I did advance things, so we're just on the cusp of our next race here with the Dubai Grand Prix. I'm not currently developing a part. You can see we don't have a bunch of money left over. I could still go into the red on our balance sheet here to develop some more, but I thought I'd put in a little bit of a pause. I did develop another, I think, part since the end of the last episode, just this morning, just to advance things a little bit. It's another super illegal part. So we're starting to work, I think it was a 2nd super illegal suspension here. The illegal parts, if you use them in races and you get caught, you lose a bunch of places and you lose the part. We're not developing the illegal parts to use them in races, but rather, when you go to the next season, your 2 best parts in each category carry over. So if we made super good illegal parts, we can use that knowledge for the next season. So next season, we're going to be even stronger. And I actually think we'll be in a really good position to make a run for the championship next season. If not this one, I don't know. We got some whiskey and chocolate just came in. Who is that? Air to Ack. Thank you very much, Air. Woo, that's incredibly generous. Thank you so much. Hey Quill, long-time watcher, first-time donator, loving the Motorsport Manager and CK3 streams. Wouldn't it be great if you somehow made a game that combined the two? Well, there is a mod on the workshop that introduces Tony Hawk Pro Skater mechanics to Crusader Kings 3. So for all we know, someone could do a Motorsport Manager version. I don't know, something like that. So anyway, we're carrying those parts over. Right now, our reliability on all the parts we're going to be using for the rest of the season are pretty good. We still have a few that aren't maxed out, but they're still going to be solid enough to keep going. Oh, it's air to ACA again. 1 second. So I've got our slider. We got everyone working on performance as much as possible. Currently, they're working on parts that are installed on our cars. You can see all 4 of Max's parts are being worked on, and 2 out of 3 parts currently on Rio's car are being worked on. And then after these guys get maxed out, what we're going to be focusing on is improving the illegal parts to get their performance maxed out as much as possible to carry over the performance for the next season. I don't know if we're going to be designing a whole lot of other parts. We will see how it goes. But yeah. Isn't CK3 already Dynasty Manager game already? Yeah, it's basically Marriage Simulator game. So Air to ACK, thank you very much for the second contribution to Whiskey and Chocolate Fund. Just imagine Porter exposes the secret and gets his mechanic fired. Then the mechanic schemes against Porter and bribes the pit crew, resulting in a crash, killing Porter. Porter's heir then joins the team, advancing Predator in the next series. Okay, all right, get modding. I would play that. Oh my god, Air to ACK is more. But oh, by the way, it's pronounced Rzak like Aardvark. No one ever gets it right, but stick with it anyway. Arzak. Oh, that 2 is like a Z. All right, I got it. I might forget. I might forget, but I'm going to try hard. Anyway, I don't think there's anything for us to do. We're going to jump straight into the race. We've got all our sponsors sorted. We are going to be replacing 2 sponsors after this race. So we're going to get another big cash injection after this race. I'm really not worried about our funds. Oh, we finished another headquarters building. I think the level 3 staff center? Oh, the tour center's maxed out. Staff center. Yeah, I think we'd had the level 3 staff center under construction, so now it's done, which is going to help our drivers improve their stats, as well as our mechanics and designer. Our designer's still kind of crap, but he's got a lot of potential for improvement. Right over here, Jeffton. Yeah, he's got some potential there, so hopefully it'll help. And actually, Richard McCluskey isn't quite finished with all of his stars either, so hopefully they'll be okay. How's our pit crew? I think they got rotated at the end of last thing. Yeah, all the staminas are good. The skills seem to match okay. I think we can go ahead and race. So racing in Dubai today, track configuration C. Tire wear is very low, fuel burn medium. 31 laps. Remember in the chat, 31 laps. So we don't miss that. It's gonna be hot. It's going to be really hot. Race day, 32 degrees and sunny. So the track temp's probably going to be at least 50 degrees. It might be 60 degrees. It's going to be ridiculous. So the tire wear is going to be low, but the problem that's going to be here with these soft tires, heat management is going to be a big issue. Big issue. I think for our sponsor, we will go for Football Manager over here. I mean, it is, nearly twice as much with El Banco, but it is going to be quite a bit more challenging for us to get 3rd place. So we'll go for the 7th and above, which even then we don't always hit 7 every race. I mean, we've gotten some good results, but sometimes we get very mediocre results. So I think we're going to go ahead with that. Setup. Yeah, Max is very happy because he's got good parts. Rhea doesn't have as much good stuff. I'm wondering, should we actually give Rhea the best parts and maybe increase the chance that she could maybe win the championship, which would improve, I was going to say improve her marketability. Her marketability is already 100%. Really, we'd sort of want the parts on Max in case there's any chance for him to win, although he can't. I don't think there's any actual bonus to us winning the championship. Like, our drivers feel great when they win a championship and they get a boost in marketability, but I don't think it actually does anything for us. Like, we don't get any bonus cash or anything like that. Yeah, I think we're just going to be, I think we'll be okay as is. Technically, her contract is to be a reserve driver, so she's actually not as fussy about her parts. She is our future. I mean, and we'll see if we can at least get them both content or something. Yeah, he becomes unhappy there. No, I'm okay with this. All right, 31 laps. Let's go. Oops. Motorsport Kings 3, yeah. choose the air, extend her contract. We got her contract, what, another year after this one, right? But yeah, it's going to be a lot more expensive when we negotiate a contract. Because the thing is, when we recruited her, she had very low skill. So she's cheap as hell. We want to keep her cheap contract for as long as possible. Because when we renew, it's going to go up. Now, admittedly, the longer we wait, the more expensive it's going to become. But I think we're still going to save money if we kind of delay it a little bit. Oh, that's what I didn't check. I didn't check to see if any. I think we checked at the end of last stream our pit crew contracts, so they're going to be okay. All right, we'll race for these two. Ria's biggest flaw is still her low feedback, which sort of sucks with some of the stats, but it's not the end of the world. Let's take a look at weight stripping over here. So what we sort of decided is we're going to bring down to about 70% if it's non-crucial and about 80% with the crucial. I mean, we went back and forth on a few of those, but these seems to work mostly okay. It might be a little bit tight, but at this point we've got nothing to lose really, because it's equal. Oh, this is crucial over here. Whiskey and chocolate. It's equal payout in this league, no matter how we end up at the end of the season. So unless it makes a difference between finishing first, we may as well take the risks, is what I'm saying, by going fairly aggressively here. So 80% on these crucial parts, 80, and then 70% here and here. The gearbox and the engine are both spec parts, so we can't make any changes there. 70, 80 looks good to me. Hey, chariot racing. Now that would be a thing. Grant, thank you very much. Congrats on the YouTube, a milestone. Can't think of a more disturbing chap on the interwebs. Cheers. Well, thank you very much, Grant. That's really, and I hadn't even been tracking it until someone said it in the Twitch chat. I had no idea that that we were hitting the 600,000 subscriber mark. Okay, so we got 31 laps in this race, and it's going to be hot as hell. Now, if we don't push Porter's tires, technically he can one-stop it. The problem is he definitely will lose a bunch of performance near the end, because we'll definitely have to drive these tires into the lowest performance band. We may even have to hit the cliff, because he's going to have to do 16 laps on one stint and 15 on the other. I don't think that's actually feasible. Pushing the tires much isn't going to be feasible either because of temperature management, but I think in reality Porter is going to be two-stopping, and that's going to be that. I don't think we're going to be able to do 3 stints on super softs, especially since their cliff is at 15% maintenance, so or remaining stuff. I think he'd probably be lucky to do about 9 on super softs. Maybe he could do 10 laps. So I think at the very least he's two-stopping. So and if all goes well, it should be 2 on supers and 1 on the regular softs. That's going to be okay. I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and probably practice on the softs and get the knowledge on them, and we will see. Now, with Ria, it's quite interesting because she drives a lot more smoothly. And you can see here at the softs, we can easily do a one-stop with her, especially since we can't push on the tires because it's going to be so hot, because the temperature would pop, they would just explode. We can't really push with the tires, so it should be really easy for her to do a one-stop on softs. And so this way we can get soft tire knowledge to maybe carry into the race, which might be moot because we might not actually use the soft tire knowledge, because we might just use the mechanic stuff. Well, she won't need the mechanic stuff to save pit stop time or anything, because it's just one stop. She does have the mechanic that's got the faster fueling, which is nice. That'll be an interesting question which way we go there. Then the flip side though is, do we practice on super softs so that we can get maximum knowledge for qualification? Because clearly we're not going to use the mechanic stuff over there. It's a little bit easier to do with her, because we could use 1 set of supers for practice, 2 sets of supers for quali. We'd still have a fresh, brand new set of super softs in case there's weird timing because of safety car or something like that. So we could practice on there. The bigger problem might be with Max here. Again, 1 set of supers for practice, 2 sets for quali. It leaves him with 1 set of super softs. We might have wanted to do keep him with 2 sets of super softs for the race. I suppose we can do kind of manual quali, only have him do 1 stint on supers. Only do 1 stint on supers, or 2 stints, but the second stint be on used super softs, and keep him 2 fresh ones for the race. Yeah, aiming for quality performance is not a bad idea. I just don't know what we're going to do with him tire-wise, but let's see what we can do. In terms of performance, if we take a look at this track, there's a couple of pretty long straights, sharp corner here, and actually there's some, there's some fast corners like this. So yeah, I can see why they're maybe leaning towards a higher downforce configuration here. What is Ria's mechanic thinking? Lower downforce? I suspect that's not the way it's going to be. Tell you what, with Ria, I'm going to go and bring her downforce at the high end of her green band over here, because at least we know if it's not right, we can move to the right. I mean, maybe there's a lot of straights here. I mean, there are here. Maybe it is actually lowered. I don't know where we're going to want it. Let's go with the suspension. We'll just bring it closer to the understeer side, and we'll keep the speed balance a little on the longer side, because at least we know what direction to go into. And we could save from things, but I really like this minigame, so it's going to stay. I think what we'll do... And we really don't know. Like, the overlap between these two green bars is somewhere in the middle. Let me go and lower your downforce, and again, we'll know what direction to move in. Do something like that. Let me bring the speed balance on the shorter side, so again, we know what direction to move in for both of these. And that'll hopefully be okay. All right, we'll go with that for the initial configuration. We've done our weight stripping. Let's go. We're going to take the practice, not simulate it, because I like this minigame. Let's send out. We will send out with the quali trim for 1 lap. That's going to be fine. On the super softs, go. And then the same thing over here. Quali trim, 1 lap, super softs, and go. We haven't talked about the F1 race yesterday yet. It was pretty nuts. What's funny is that with both Monza and with, as I say, Tuscany. What is it? Mugello? Whatever, the Tuscan race, the one from yesterday. Both of them were supposed to be kind of boring races. You know, processions, everyone just driving in a line. Especially yesterday, like, oh, no one can overtake, anything like that. Both races ended up being crazy nuts. Mugello, that's what it is. Both races ended up being crazy nuts. I don't want to spoil anything in case, you know, people are still waiting to watch the VODs or anything like that, but holy cow. People online are having a petition for, like, next season it's 22 races just in Italy. It's whiskey and chocolate. If you hit bring in, they slow down, so don't hit it until the end. Do they get less knowledge? I don't know. The thing is, if you hit bring in, then it turns into an in-lap, and their out-lap and in-lap is slower, but they were already just on an out-lap. They were never doing a fast lap. So I'm not sure if it makes a difference, and it makes a difference in their learning, but we'll see. I'll try to hit bring in a little bit later, just in case it makes a difference. Thorum, thank you very much! Almost 3 years on Twitch with you, and been following on YouTube since your Civ 4 Rome game. Holy shit, that's a long time. Thanks for close to 10 years of fun. Started a new job in my country's military, so I have some extra cash to share. Well, thank you very much, Thorum. And Banana Cabana came in as well a few minutes ago. Congrats, Quill. Here's 1 cent for each of your 100,000 YouTube followers. It's 1 cent for each my 10,000, wouldn't it? Math is hard. I'm going to ignore it. Thank you, Banana. I love you. Even though I can't do math. Okay, so we actually found the excellent speed balance here, and actually good on the downforce, which is nice. So it is going to be a little on the higher side. We'll move it somewhere around here for the downforce. Now, the handling is very bad at okay. I mean, it's not poor, but I don't think the handling window is going to be over on this side. That's not enough room. So it's definitely going to be a little bit more oversteery, actually a little bit more balance between the two. Let's do something like that. We happen to leave the speed balance exactly where it was. Since we know where the excellent speed balance is, we're not too stressed about, like, keeping it there while we do some tests, but that's going to be okay. So we'll send you out. I'm hoping this lands into great, and then we can just nudge it to the right maybe to find excellent somewhere there. I just don't want to overshoot the great and then go in the wrong direction looking for the excellent. More qualifying trim, that's going to be fine. You're going to do that, you're going to do that. Okay. Meanwhile, with Max, we got excellent handling, which is nice to see. Is excellence always in the green bar? I think yes. I think it is guaranteed to be in the green bar. The length of the bar is really the mechanic skill and how quickly it shrinks down. It's the mechanic skill and the driver's feedback helps to shrink the bar faster. So the downforce is definitely no good at poor here. We're going to go fairly far. That's going to be okay. With the speed bounce, it's good, so we don't want to go too far. I'll give it 2 notches this way. And then what I'll do is I'll pull back the handling a little bit. Again, we don't have to be right on the purple because we know where the purple is, so we can find it again. Let's go with something kind of like this. Send out, go, 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 go. You're here, the pit lane is there, so I'll just wait a little bit before I start. Bring you in, and bring you in. Well, there may be some drivers who had experience. It was the very first F1 race at Mugello, or however you pronounce it. The first F1 race, but they might have, I don't know, maybe they drove it on in F2, F3, something like that. All right, we've double purpled. Our handling is only good. We're at 95% overall, which ain't bad. Let's go and soften the suspension by 2 ticks. And then let me just do this to keep this balance where it was. And we could also do it with a little bit of aero tweaks as well. Yeah, let's do something like this and see what happens with the overall score. Quali lap, 1 thing, that's going to be okay. Well, yeah, we should keep an eye on the temperatures as well. Try to get an idea as to what they're doing, which will be more of a thing when they're actually going on the real stint. 97%! Well, that's not too shabby. What I'll do is I'll give it a tiny little scooch of downforce adjustment in some direction, which will also impact the speed balance slightly. We'll see if we end up with a 98 or if we go down to 96, and then we'll just race the better one out of that. I'm going to keep you in quali trim. I'm going to put you out for 3 laps on that. And so max we can basically leave out at this point. I'm okay with this. So on yellow, tell you what, Max, let's go and put you to push on the tires. Although it's not the same temp today, because it's still pretty hot. Mix of sun and cloud. I mean, I know that it's going to go up on there. Actually, let me leave it on neutral and see if it's going to increase on neutral or not. Because I'm a little more interested in. All right, bring in. We're going to leave Max out. Montero was close. Ooh, no, we broke the balance. So it's okay there. It's good here. It's back down to okay. So we need to move the handling to the left of where it was here by another scooch. Yeah, something like that. And then try to keep the speed balance. Okay. I'm betting she can probably stay out at this point. I mean, 95's not bad. This is almost certainly going to be better than a 95. Like, probably at least a 98. So I'm going to say that she's good to stay out as well. That way we can maximize our ability to get some knowledge right now. So let's go with this. No, you can't rename drivers, unfortunately. That would be very fun. Yeah, the temp, you can see this on the super softs. On yellow tire mode, the temperatures are going up. Wow, this is gonna be intense on the tires. This is gonna be really crazy. Level 2 quali trim. Okay, Max is coming in now because he's running out of fuel because he's just fueled for the quali laps. That's gonna be okay. Double purple except for the speed balance. What are we at? 98%? That's pretty good. Let's just go ahead and put you back out for quali. We're going to leave you on these tires. It's going to be okay. We're still going to do some quali sims and see if we can get to the next level of quali knowledge. The problem is we're not really going to have race tire knowledge. But this is what people want. All right, send out. What do we get to? 97. So we're still only great there. Let's give you a little bit of scooch. Something like this, and then we'll see how that compares. We'll just send you back out. Yeah, we'll move the mic in the race mode. Some of the info moves and changes from, like, depending on what stage of things we're in. Oh, practice ending. I didn't even notice. So, nothing's going to change. Oh, well. Mike's a great supporting character. Leave it. Yeah, we all love Mike. Yeah, we'll make sure it doesn't cover anything in the actual race. Let some things move around. It was just covering the timer, right? All right, qualifying time. Super soft and quali trim is where we're going to go. We're so close to level 3. If Ria's feedback wasn't so low, but it is. All right, car setup. We did get up to a 98, which is great. You are going to run on the super softs, which is going to be fine. With her, 97 is what we're going to be going with, which seems okay. You're going to be on the super softs. That's going to be all right as well. Now, for Max, because we're thinking we might do 2 stints on the super softs, we're definitely going to want to take qualifying, and I'm only going to want him to do one, go through the one set of tires. So the question is, do we even put him out for qualifying twice? Do we just put him out once? In which case, we should wait until the end of the quali session so that the track is more rubbered in. We're definitely sending out Montero. The question is, what do we do with Max? I mean, we could maybe just do 2 stints on the supers. On the same set of super softs. But that probably means his second stint's going to be garbage anyway. I think we're only going to send him out on the once to preserve a set of tires. So we're going to send out Montero, maybe not right away. Let's give it a sec here. I don't want to send her out when it's too crowded. Although maybe we could time it to screw up those. So we're going to send her out. We're going to get her going now. Because everyone is about to start their hot lap. While she's doing her out lap, she'll just cause traffic jams. It's going to be great. All right. You can go because you've got extra tires. And we're going to put you on auto here because I don't like to manage this little mini game. And yeah, we're going to wait until the last possible minute with him. 130. Maybe we'll do like 145. We'll send him out. All right. In lap, she only did a 14th. I know you haven't done a lap. It's pro level strategy, Max. We think, we hope. Yeah, the grip, the track is being rubbered in here. All right, send out. Then give him a beat. And then we'll send her out with a little bit of space. We'll give her the fresh tires, which will take her a second to switch tires. And then she'll go. Automate that. Okay. Send him out for the tow. Yeah, tow's not a mechanic here. Oh, yeah. See, look, the brakes overheated. That was perfect. But what are you going to do, huh? Oh, her form's down to a 2.0. That's not going to help us. All right, Max, you can do this. Second place? Holy crap. She only got a 15th. Max with a second place qualifying? I don't think we've ever qualified that well. Holy crap. Get the sponsor objective for some bonus money. Dude, the risk paid off. We still have 2 fresh sets of super softs for him. Holy crap. Okay. This is Max Porter, Max Verstappen. There's something about drivers named Max. So, first, here's what they reconfigure for us. So, the problem is, especially with Ria, is we're not going to be racing on super softs, and we don't have race trim. So we have to run on both of these. Which means we'll save time in the pit for the refueling. Let's go fuel economy. We're not sure how the math for that works out, but I guess that's going to have to be what she's going to run. He is going to do 2 stints on super softs, so we're going to take the 10% there. And we're going to give him the pit stop guru, so his tire changes are faster, which is going to be good because he's going to be making 2 stops anyway. May not be the ideal, but it really worked out for quali, let me tell you. For setup, I think we're going to start Max on the super softs. That's going to be okay. In terms of fueling, we will fuel him we probably can't push the tires. The thing is, he doesn't have a lot of overtaking to do at first. Like, I'll probably launch him on double red mode, but I'm going to pull back on his tire mode, like right away. Right after the first corner or something like that. We're going to pull him back to probably yellow tire mode. Hold on. I forgot. There you go. We got the Ferrari strategy going on now, you guys. We're ready to do this. So yeah, I'm going to start him on super softs, and I might do super, and then softs, or I might do super softs into softs, so that way we know exactly how many laps we've got left when we come in for our second pit stop, and we'll know if we can fit in the second super soft, or for some reason something happened where we can't do that. Ferrari stats feel bad for your drivers. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, yeah, they've been pretty bad. So probably, 10 laps is probably the most we can hope from him. If we're going to run him on red engine mode the entire time, that means we need 13 laps worth of fuel. I might I'm wondering almost if we should give him 14, just in case we can push for an extra lap, since we're not going to be pushing the tire mode. In fact, with the heat the way it is, we might even have to put our tires down to conserve just to not overheat them. So I might overfuel by 1 extra lap, because we might surprisingly, like, we might last 11 laps or something like that. And we're going to run our engine in a higher mode, so we're burning more fuel per lap than this says. So we're going to do something like this. That sounds good to me for Maxi Poo. For Rhea, we are going to one-stop her, so she's only going to be running on softs. And her softs, well, we need her to go and do at least 16 laps. 15, 16 laps for her first stint. Let's say 16, because it's 31 laps total. So 16 times 1.3, so she would burn 20.8 laps of fuel on her stint. She does have the mechanic perk where she burns a little less fuel. We don't know exactly if that works out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to round it down to 20. Well, actually, I'm wondering if I should do 19, because we can keep doing fuel stats, because she refuels faster as well. So we don't really want to carry excess fuel into the first pit stop and end up with like 3 extra laps of fuel in the first pit stop that were just weighing us down. I'll actually go to 19. We'll see how much the saving is, and we can bring her down in engine modes to see how it goes. Just be sure to allow scenario 7. Where are we? Lando? So I'm going to do this and hope this works out pretty well. Hopefully we can run her in red engine mode until pit stop time. We might have to pull back to orange or even yellow for a lap or something. But I think that's going to be... I think as an expected value, this will turn out slightly better. So we are going to take off in everything red. But yeah, I think even for her first corner, we're going to have to drop her driving style to preserve the tires, because the heat management is going to be the dominant thing in this game. Engine is crucial for this race. You may not be able to push engines as much as... Yeah, they might degrade a little faster. Luckily, our engines are at 100%, so we'll see how it goes. Anyway, with all that, I think it's time to go. Let's hope Max doesn't bog down and get, like, insta-pass. He does still have first lap hero, so he should be able to at least retain his position, I would hope, on the first lap. Sounds good to me. Max, he's our man. If he can't do it, hopefully Rhea can. Lights. Oh, that was a long lights. Oh, he did have a bad start. Drops to third right away. Into the first chicane. Okay, I'm going to drop him. Oh, that's her, but let me view it on red for a second. Drop him down to neutral right away. Because, yeah, like, look at this. Maritson already down in backup. Not conserved, but backup. Yeah, tire temps are going to be crazy. And she went down all the way to 17th? Come on, Rhea! All right, I have to go and put you in neutral tires. They're still going to get hot. We're getting 81 months from Kathmandos. Holy cow. Holy cow! And that's all on a streak, too. God damn. Thank you, Kathmandos. Yeah, 9 babies. Not 9 years, but nine Twitch babies. Porter's down in 5th! What are you doing, man? Okay, admittedly, other people are on aggressive tire... Is our temp going down? Or maybe just not climbing as quickly as expected. I believe they're probably going to churn through their tires too quickly. First lap hero loses 3 places, right? And yeah, I know the temps were down to 25% at the start of the race, so we had more of a margin, but they're going to climb throughout the stint, and they don't want to have to go down to conserve or backup to prevent overheating. We know for sure, even on yellow, they're going to get hot, but we're going to have to fight a little bit not to lose any more spaces over here. Other people do still have better cars than us, generally speaking. Oh my god, Montero's down to a 1.1 form. Come on! I mean, she's down to 19th, too. And they're not heating us quite as quickly as I thought they would. And he might get past from Parten in here. Same tires, lower tire mode, comparable form. Oh, Max on the inside! Yes! Yes! Okay, good. Temps are starting to climb. Let's drop you down to neutral. Make sure we get as much life out of this as possible, because it's still our hope to do 2 super softs with Max. And again, we got to keep a close eye on the temps. I need to make sure not to push Montero's tires too much, because she's got a 1-stop, and we don't have a ton of margin to play around here. The drivers seem to start on quality tires. Oh, did they start? Yeah, well, I mean, Parks for sure. Those are really worn. Maybe Deost as well? I don't know. Wow. They might have burned through all their super softs in quali and had to start on some used ones. I don't know why they wouldn't have just started on softs instead then, but, you know. Yes, we're still in Asia Pacific League. Montero still down 90.8 form. I have never seen a form this low before. I didn't even know it could go below 1. Meanwhile, Max hanging out around 8. I mean, at least we have one driver in this race. Yes, we're still streaming some CK3 this week. Definitely on Saturday. Still kind of wondering for Wednesday if it might be CK3. We'll see how it goes. Oh, come on, Montero. I mean, well, she's our hope for our future. Max is our hope right now, although she's ahead in the championship. Yeah, she's just having a miserable race. Okay, we're starting to get into the red zone with the tires. Again, the tire temp doesn't matter until it maxes out, but it is climbing on the yellow. And that's why I was, like, trying to resist going into the orange mode, because I was trying to slow down, or minimize how long we run in conserve. Because let's say the difference was, if we could run half on push and half on conserve, or all on neutral, the all on neutral would be better for wear and time. So it would be the superior option here for us. But I think we're probably going to have to drop down to conserve for a little bit. No, you can't make it to the end with this much fuel left. What are you, stupid, Max? We literally don't have a fuel tank big enough to do it in one stint, if we wanted to. Englehart's team? I don't remember what team he's on. Oh, there he is. McNeil Racing Team. And I could have gone into the data as well. Okay, those temps are getting high, but I'm not going to lower him now, especially while he's got someone right on his ass here. Who's that? That's still Park Hannon. Got good form, running on yellow mode here. Montero's up to 18th. Her form's back up to a 2.1 now, so at least there's something. Where the thing is, Montero doesn't necessarily need to drive at a blistering pace, because we're hoping the one-stopper does it for her. But that's still really bad. That's still really bad. Porter, he's going to have a hard time. Yeah, 4-second gap. He's going to have a hard time. It's funny that it says gap here, but what they really mean is leader, as opposed to leader and gap here. Like, there's something wrong here. Because this is like, yeah, this is the distance to the leader, as opposed to the interval between the person in front of you. I don't know. But yeah, he's 4 seconds behind Maritzen, who's in 3rd place. Which is going to be a challenge to make up. Porter's got, what is he, lap 7? Jeez, that tire wear. I'm not going to pit him now. Next lap, he's definitely going to hit his lower performance band. He can probably do 2 before hitting the cliff. The question will be... Well, you know what? Alright, let's put him on conserve and we'll do 2 laps. We're going to have to put Montero on conserve too, soon, just to manage the tire temps. Because this might be a little early, even for... He could probably pit now and do the rest of the race on softs, actually. And just, you know, do one more stop. There's still some hope to be able to do another stint on supers, though. Yeah, Martin's really good. The best thing that ever happened to him is when we dropped him from our team. We gave him a bunch of money to leave. He joined another team where he's getting paid twice as much, and he's got a better car. It's been great for Martin. But it's been good for us, too. Because Martin was fairly pricey for us and had really low marketability, and we're desperate for cash. Porter's actually preserving his tires a lot better. On conserve, he's really, really milking those tires. I'm kind of surprised, actually. He can do 2 more laps with the fuel he's got, so no matter what, he's going to be stopping then. Still holding on to 4th for now. Oh, 5th, never mind. 6th now. He is in his lowest performance band, and on the softest compound, that is a pretty big performance drop. I'm in neutral for now. I still want to keep him out 1 more lap. I think we're going to get better time overall. It's going to look bad now, but I think we're going to get better time overall if he just maintains. There you go. Now he's actually complaining about tire wear for the first time. We're just going to let him go through here, and then we're going to plan for a pit here. So we're going to pit him for softs, because then we'll be able to make a decision for last stint if you can do it on softs or super softs. Because the 14 laps. If we can get him 14 laps on this, which I would think he should be at least able to do because we can't push the tires. 18.2 laps of fuel to be able to do that on pure blue. I might fuel him up to have 19 laps of fuel. So we'll do this. It'll round up because of magic. Park conditions okay. We can save up to 4 seconds going for a fast pit, so we're 100% going to do that. Tire milk, exactly. I'm going to drop her down to conserve just to make sure she doesn't overheat. We'll just make sure this doesn't overcap on this. We should be pitting before he hits the cliff. He might just barely hit it. We actually might have to go and conserve in general just to avoid the heat problem. Fuel should be okay. Oh, interesting that he's passing this guy. Why is he going so slow? Did he run out of fuel? Or maybe... Oh, 7th might have... Yeah, his tires. Partanen probably hit the cliff on his tire. We're going to overtake. Unfortunately, I can't give you any more modes there, Montero. Your engines... We're maxing your engine as much as we can. We can't push your tires any more than this. All right, here's Porter's pit stop. Put on wet tires. We do have the better forecasting center now, which is kind of nice. Oh my god! Oh, it's not us! It's not us! Oh, I just saw the smoke. I was like, oh no! It's not us, though. We're fine. Oh my god, passing in the pit lane, too. That is interesting. Because there's someone right behind you. Let's put you on neutral for now. Well, we'll keep you on neutral, basically, until you get too hot. And that's going to be okay. You didn't know that was in the game? Oh yeah, when you've got refueling, pit fires are definitely a possibility. Sometimes that stops people, sometimes they're able to put the pyro out and it's going to be okay. I'm going to lose a place here. Who's this in 15? Partanen. Well, we're just going to have to hope that our overall tire strategy is good. Oh my god, Partanen's on red tire mode and has almost got a 10 form. Yeah, we're not... I'm not gonna, like, if they want to obliterate their tires by running it in red tire mode, that's going to be okay. We're just going to casually pass them when they're going to have to drop down their tires that are overheating and or wear out too quickly. So that's going to be okay. So the thing to keep an eye on now is Montero. She's at 37% on her tires. That's still fine. Fuel situation's okay. We're having to keep her on conserve to prevent it from overheating. We might be able to do a little bit on yellow mode, but we'll see how it goes. Martson, he lost so much time from the pit fire. So much time. Maybe switching teams wasn't the right thing for him. Has Martson still in race? Hey, I mean, the thing is, if you watch some of the old F1 races, pit fires did happen from time to time, but they were just little fires. Yeah, you're good. You're fine. Just a little fuel on the outside of things. I mean, that looked really smoky, but wow, who was it? I think it was Mikhailovic. They really waited until the last minute to pit. They had virtually no tire left. All right, Montero fuel situation. Drop you down to orange mode for a second here. Actually, 2 laps left. We want to get her to lap 16 at least.
It's whiskey and chocolate.
We might have burned more fuel with Montero than expected. And that's despite her having the discount for the fuel stuff. Hold on a sec. Pit entrance is here. Do we screw up our calculation somewhere along the way? I mean, she can do 2 laps with the fuel. We got more whiskey and chocolate. One sec. She can do 2 laps on the fuel if we do 1 lap on low engine mode. That would bring her to 16. No, I think what we'll do is we'll just pit her now. Let me put her back in overtake, and you can push here just for now. We'll pit her on the next lap. You know, she's completing her 13th lap now. Did we not plan on leaving her red the whole time? I thought that was our calculation, though. Shit, never mind. We'll go to low. I have to push her 2 laps. I have to keep her out for 2 laps if we're going to 1-stop. We got mechanical problems with Sylvander and Sevilla. That's fantastic. Yeah, I gave her 19. For 16 laps, our calculation for 16 laps is that she'd need 20 laps of fuel to be able to do everything on red. We gave her 19 because she's supposed to have a fuel saving boost. And I assumed it was at least 10%, which would mean 19 would be fine for all red. I should have just oranged her a little sooner. Did we need 21? Maybe we needed 21. Maybe it was supposed to be rounded up to 21. And maybe I shorted her 2 laps, but still. Anyway, she's going to be fine here. We'll go ahead and pit. I think I can put your tires back on yellow. That's going to be fine. We'll pit here. You're going to come in for softs. 16 laps remaining. Okay, so we're not going to short it this time for sure. So let's, again, if it's 16 times 1.3, 20.8, which would be 21. I'm wondering if we can just do 20. If we monitor things, the 20 should be fine. Because we're going to have done 15 with the 19 laps. This is going to round up to 20, so this should be okay. And again, we'll just keep an eye on things, and we can change the mode as we go. It's only a 2-second faster on fast. Do 20, 21. Yeah, I think 20 is correct, which is what we're going to do here. Didn't we discover that doing a low engine mode to force one stop wasn't worth it? Oh, we did, but I'm not. I'm basing this on the idea that we can do red engine mode the whole time. I should have, or at least what I should have done here is I should have gone to orange mode like a lap or 2 sooner and just done that, which would have been the ideal rather than this. This should allow us to run red the entire time, maybe a last lap on orange, worst case scenario yellow. But pitting her now, like running her on yellow instead of blue now, or on orange or red now and pitting her lap sooner would definitely be worse. So there was an initial fuel up mistake, but now I think we're going to be okay for this. She does have faster refueling, you're right. The problem isn't so much the concern about the refueling time. The problem is that the more fuel she carries around, the slower she is per lap. Right? We've got 16 laps remaining. If she carries 1 extra lap of fuel, what was that? 167. 0.167 times 16 remaining laps. That's going to cost her 2.7 seconds, which is fairly substantial. And that's what we're focusing on. We're just trying to prevent her having to haul too much fuel. So we're going to go with the 20 here. I think it's going to be okay. I think the balance strategy is going to be okay because 2 seconds, 10% chance. Well, we know the thing is on a fail, worst case scenario, sometimes it's less than 2 seconds difference. As long as it's less than a 10-second penalty, then for 10%, let's call it 10%, it's 11%, then our expected value is still better on fast here. All right, I'll go fast. Estimated comeback in 15th, but it is going to be her last pit. Tires are getting hot, but I'm not going to drop to conserve yet. Attack. Okay, you're going to come out actually on yellow, red is what you're going to come out at. All right, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Boom, refueling. Man, that is some fast refueling. And out with no mistakes. Lovely. All right, so she's done with her pit stops for the rest of the race. There's her one and only pit stop. Engines should be fine. The fuel should be okay. And we might have to drop to orange or something right at the end. We'll keep an eye on that. But hopefully we're going to be okay. Probably she can't run on yellow until the end, but that's going to be fine. Hey, no one! Hey, Quill, I burnt my whiskey budget last Saturday, but here's enough for some chocolate. Well, thank you very much. And I think I'd missed another whiskey and chocolate. Oh, my God. X603 with a big one. Thank you very much, X603. Here's a thanks for keeping me sane during the lockdown. Is these tires getting too hot? Hold on. During the lockdown, my computer broke. Oh, geez. In the middle of June. What? I only got a new one now. Autistic Gaming is where I charge my batteries. Your videos help me replace that. 603, I can't imagine living without a computer for like a day, let alone a few months. That's brutal, man. That is brutal. All right, Porter's back in 7th now. Porter still has a pit stop left. Oh, yeah, you are complaining, huh? Now, Deost is currently threatening us from behind, but he's going to be pitting in a second anyway. Zarat? You're complaining about Kruger. I think we just pitted. We are right behind you. You know what? Let's, just for a second here, let's put you in attack and hope you can get him at the next corner. We got to just make sure you don't overheat. Oh my god! We got boxed in there by a guy who was pitting. What a bastard. No, I have to drop you down to conserve. I'm sorry. That was all we could do. Your temps were maxing out there. Sorry, Porter. We've got no more dials. We got no mode 7. Your guess? Yeah, I think that might make sense. We had guessed that we were hoping anyway that the fuel saving perk for her would save her 10% fuel, but I think you might, Sweet Orange Bunny, I think your guess of about 5% fuel saving might be closer to the situation, because that would certainly line up with some of the numbers that we're seeing. It's interesting it's predicting excess fuel for her. I was just checking some of our conditions and things. For engine condition? Okay, that should be fine for the rest of the race. His temps are still pretty high on the tires, but we're okay. Yellow over there, everything's still fine. Bye-bye party mode. Kind of worried about how little fuel have. Dude, stop You're not fueled until the end of the race. How's your engine condition? It is getting a little lower, admittedly. I think what we might do for his final stint is we will fuel for orange engine mode instead. Because the engine's a crucial part for this race, it does degrade faster, and we're starting to see that problem with Porter's car. Montero is okay. She might be okay to red until the end. Yeah, no, she's going to be fine. With Porter, I think we will assume we're going to do the final stint on orange. How's Martin catching up? Because he's awesome, man. Okay, he's pitting now. He wasn't super soft. Like, he had a fast stint there, but he just churned through his tires. That should probably be his final stop. Unless someone has a mechanical problem, there shouldn't be any reason for someone to 3-stop. Everyone is in the race still, which is pretty good. Montero's form is still dismal 3.2. Porter's up to a 9.1, which is really nice to see. He is going to run out of tire before he runs out of fuel. Is this the Moritzen? That is the Moritzen. That is our Moritzen, who we released. Up down in 19th. He did have an engine fire, and he did just go in for a second pit. So Porter is he's actually still in the points. The first 5 places score points in our league. He's still in the points for now, although of course we're going to be pitting one more time. How's your engine doing? It is getting there. Oh, we need to bring down your tires. I'm not worried about Montero's engine. Porter's, though, yeah, we'll have to orange it up for the end. Released, aka fired. Yeah. Is released from his contract. Okay, Porter, your fuel's getting a little on the low side. Out of curiosity, okay. I mean, if we're pitting, 9 laps remaining, after the pit would be 8. You know... Where's the pit stop? Do I want to pit you now? I think the answer is yes. I think I do, actually. We're going to pit you now for Super Softs. You actually did that well enough. Only 8 laps remaining. We are going to be, again, assuming we're going to run him in orange mode, which only uses 10% more fuel. So he'll need 8.8, so 9 laps of fuel is what we'll make sure he leaves the pit with, which is going to be this. No parts for... the rear wing's not great, but yeah, we're not going to replace it. It's only 1 second saving here. I'm just going to have him do a balanced pit stop. So he's going to be fueled to the end for orange engine mode. And he's going to finish on Super Softs. I like it. Alright, so you're going to be coming out like that and like that. Montero, meanwhile, okay, up in 7th right now, and again, she does not have to pit again. Or she shouldn't have to pit again, is the hope. Engine's still okay, that's good to see. Porter down in 13th place. We've got a little bit of temp to maybe play with some of the overtakes here. You're definitely going to be faster than Parks. Let's, just temporarily, let's give me a little of this. Get through Parks right away. Right away, come on. Come on! Max has got good overtake, but it's not showing here. This guy's defending. Last corner, then I have to bring down your modes. Okay. Jesus. We're gonna have to keep a close eye on his fuel levels. That was more red engine mode than I was hoping for. But we had to have him use the overtake button. Because he was faster than Parks. So being stuck behind Parks is gonna cost him so much time. Look at it, like he's just putting huge amounts of distance now. Huge! Montero maybe a couple more on red. I mean, still predicting excess fuel, although sometimes that's a lie. 6 laps remaining, really? Yeah, so the rest of it's going to be on orange. Yeah, her fuel burn is not where I expect. I mean, there's higher fuel burn at this track, but it's usually calculated into the various numbers. So, just to double check, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 6. On orange mode, she should use exactly 6.6 laps worth of fuel, depending on all the numbers that are factoring in. We'll just have to keep an eye on that. She's still on green tire, which is where she needs to be, because otherwise it gets too hot, so that's going to be okay there. And yeah, the same thing's going to happen in Porter, okay, except Porter's already on orange, which is where it's going to be. Again, he'll use about 6.6 laps of fuel, so that should be bang on over there. We'll have to keep taking a look at that, maybe make some adjustments along the way. Porter just did a personal best in all 3 sectors. Damn! I mean, he was on a fresh set of supers without being overfueled too much. Need to do part of that in red engine mode. No, that was the last lap, so I don't know. How's the car condition? Could be better. She's going to be fine. I'm a little worried about his rear wing and his engine, but I think he's going to be fine as well. 5 laps remaining for the race leader. Parks over here is behind Porter. Is not going to do very well, but Porter's got tons of space. The position changes are unlikely, although Lundqvist is starting to have a little bit of trouble maybe with his tires. Up front, Stromby as well. I expect Stromby's trying to get to the end of the race at this point, but they're definitely in their lowest performance band and might even hit a cliff. It'll be interesting to see what happens. It'll also be interesting to see if Montero can somehow get ahead of Ingledew. About 2.8 seconds, 2.5. I mean, she doesn't have great tires either. 2.2. Oh, you're being held up. Ingledew is being held up by Stromby, who's maybe being held up a little bit by La Paglia, although maybe less so. 4th place finish would be insanely good. Remember, Porter started this race in 2nd place. He lost he did lose some positions right up front. Ooh, repairs and things. You're now you're not quite in red with your rear wing. No, you're still going to be fine. It's going to be okay. The tire temps are getting a little on the high side with Porter. Oh, he's right behind someone. I don't want to drop the tire performance band right now. On the inside! Boom. Nice. Give you a little bit of space, and then we'll put the tire... Ooh, 9 may have just changed. No, not really. I'll have to drop you to conserve now. Okay. Montero, 5th place, coming through the start-finish line now. She's got 2 laps remaining. Fuel's okay. In fact, she'll have a little bit of excess fuel. She'll probably be able to do her last lap on red. Porter, the same thing may be true, and your engine's no longer falling apart. So, no, I'm kind of okay with this. We're going to be fine. Yeah, Bria's back up to 7.3 form. She's feeling good. So her one-stopper strategy is good. Porter, we couldn't possibly do more than that. The thing is, he's still in the sponsor objectives as well. If Montero were to suddenly crash, he'd still be fine. He is 2.18, 2.12. He's closing in on Hamilton. He's only got 1 lap left to go. Final lap. I think she can finish it on red. I didn't actually check her just as she was crossing the line, unfortunately. We're also putting on yellow tire mode over there. It's going to be a little tight for you. You can go yellow tire. We'll just pull back if it complains about overheating. Mechanical problems up front. Saying excess fuel on both. Who's this right on at part 10? And he's got more tire life. He's also pushing that. Well, the cliff on this is 10%. We're in our lowest performance band, but let's go and increase our... No, he's got the inside! So close. So close. How you doing there, Porter, with your fuel? No, you're gonna be fine. 0.02, 0.03 fuel left. You had a little bit of tire left in here, which is fine. Maybe we could pit him 1 lap earlier. I don't know if it would matter. He ended up with a 10 form. So crazy. Montero's still in the points. It's a shame she couldn't finish 2nd. Last corner. Yep. Being both above sponsor objective, I don't think it makes a difference. I think as long as one person is. But no, that's pretty good. And we're right on the 1 hour mark, which is nice. All right. Got to work on the second race now. Still, clearly our program is working. Better than last season. That's good there. Oh, someone could still be found to have illegal parts. Hold on. Hold on. Let's see. Nope. No one with illegal parts. But yeah, look at this. Rhea made up 10 places. And she had such a bad start. Starting 15th, dropped down to what, 19th? So yeah, she made up 10 places, or it's almost like she made up 14 places, really. Max with kind of a disappointing run. I'm not sure what we had in there for him, unfortunately. Rhea drops a place in the championship because Camila makes up a huge amount. Squeezes ahead of Montero and Hamilton here. Team Kirov. Yeah, that's going to be rough. And fourth overall. I mean, we're really close to coming in third. Yeah, Team Kirov, they keep getting the big points. I don't think we can get out of the Asia Pacific Championship this season, or the Super Cup rather this season. But I think it looks really good for next one. Montero got scenario 7. I know, how daring do not cheat or crash. That's kind of her thing, right? Max lost some morale there. Interesting. Rhea getting some stats. We can get her feedback a little higher and make it a lot easier for us to get those level 3 stats. Her smoothness is maxed. She is good on tires. Man, oh man. Her consistency is low, so there's going to be a lot of RNG to her form. But we got our sponsor objectives. Decent money. You unlock a max for the mechanic. Nice. Oh yeah, let's take a look at the pit crew. First, what are the hireables? Not enough stamina. Nope. Alright. Not bad on the tires. Would be a little nicer on the refueling, which comes up more, although the fixing will be nice at the start of next season. Here we got a 15-13 with 95 stamina. You can only do... I could even rear Jack if it came up. I think we pick up Curran here. I think that's going to be a good addition. Maybe we don't worry about Dekar. I mean, his name is Dekar. That would be a great name for a driver. Not as good as Scott Speed. I'll hire this one. There is the other one, but let's hold off for 1 second here. So of the people who are fully rested first, let's take a look at them. Lodter really wants to be on the rear jack, possibly. Could also run the front jack. Either one is okay. Actually, what's the mistake percentage? Maybe we'll just focus on the ones who have got above 0, because 19, 19, these are both really good. They're still at 0 because their overall stamina situation's not bad. You need a little bit of a rest there, Nunez. So we want someone who can tire and refuel. Oops. Tire and refuel. I'm wondering if it might still just be worth running Nunez. Maybe we'll run a DeBeza over here. We got a 20 on the front jack. Hold on. And you're fully rested? Okay, I'll put DeBeza on the front jack. The 20 fully rested. That's going to be okay. Pretty good refueling. You're not fully rested.
It's whiskey and chocolate.
Nunez is down there, but I want to rest Nunez. Might be okay. Your percentage chance was nothing? Yeah, that's good. And then over here... Whiskey and chocolate again. 1 second! 1 second, I promise. Yeah, you here. Swap you in. Purchase. I don't really care about repair, so really I'm just looking for tire and high stamina. So we'll probably put in Bono. Bono, my tires are dead. Full stamina. He's fully rested. He's got a 13 on the tire. I don't care about the fixing number because if we're having to fix things, we're already kind of screwed. Seems like the pit stop time is determined by the slowest score at each job. Well, the pit stop is an estimate, assuming we have to do kind of a little bit of everything. Like it's averaging it out. So this pit stop timer, you can't necessarily trust because this is going to assume you're having to do some repairs. So it's factoring in your fixing time. But if we're not doing any fixing, so, you know. Yeah, no. I know, Nunez is fantastic, but he needs rest. He's at 84 of 99. You gotta give him some time off, man. I know he's really good, but he's being rested. Yeah. Cool. It's cool. He wants to spend a little bit of time with his family. It's okay. He can have a vacation. Warm whiskey and chocolate. What's that? It's Money Biz! Hey, Money. Apologies if it's already been asked, but have any new Civ 6 updates piqued your interest? Yes. Dramatic Age game mode seems to be interesting. Love the content. Yes, you can absolutely 100% expect some Civ 6 relatively soon. Yeah, we'll do an interview. Montero was beaten by Ruiz. Would you consider bringing her in? I mean, I don't know if this is going to change her. I mean, I'm not trash talking it. But I kind of want to... Well, Montero's already got maxed up. I said perhaps it's a little early to talk about silly season. Fucking hell, they both lose morale for that? Alright. I mean, driver morale is not the most critical, because we tend to bring it up anyway, but... Still, no, it's kind of annoying. Alright, repairing the car. I think I'm just going to save some money for a better chassis / buildings for next season. Repairs are done. We're still improving parts that are actively going to be on there. 3 days before the race is great for this, because we still have a couple of part improvements to do, including we need to improve the parts on our... improve the performance of our illegal parts. So all 3 offers for slot 5 are in. Let's take a look at what we've got. We've got Root, a 5-star sponsor. So, okay, third, fourth are all about the same. And they're all pretty hard to expect to be able to get. And Squilado, while 4th place is a little easier than 3rd, that is fairly low and doesn't have an upfront payment. So we can easily ignore that one. So we're looking at Root and Vamoose. Vamoose has got a much higher upfront payment. That's interesting. Root is a 5-star sponsor. Vamoose is only a 4. Vamoose is offering more upfront, admittedly for 1 race more. The bonus payout is about the same. And it's not like we can really rely on 3rd. I think we take Vamoose. Is Fageva in the chat? Everyone wants Moose? Yeah. I think that's a pretty easy decision here. Boom. Done. Time to Vamoose. Alright, we'll advance some time, and eventually the second sponsors will come in. Oh, there's Fageva. Politics poll random grids. Now that is kind of interesting. I don't think we want that now. We would have wanted that earlier in the season, though. Okay, let's wait on that a little bit more. Oh, I did get the opportunity to spend £1 million to suggest a vote on my own, but I decided not to spend the money. That was before the stream, when I was doing the prep work. We could have done another spec part to save money, but we've already got 2 spec parts. I think that's going to be enough. Now, so random grid instead of qualifying, I don't think we want that. Because I think we're getting in a position where we should be able to mostly qualify in the top 10 next season. So I think we might actively vote against it. It looks like it's going to happen anyway, but I will put in 1 vote against. I'm not going to spend any of my voting power, though. We'll see what happens. There we go. Got rejected. These guys actually doubled up on the votes, which makes sense. I mean, if you're at the bottom of the thing, you're going to want to encourage that. Oh, we're going to wait for 1 more sponsor to show up before we go with this. Looks like it's going to be raining in Rio. Races in the rain. They're fun in real life. They're fun here. I don't want to tank his morale anymore, but money is money. What's morale at right now? Would we overcap it? Can we get a numeric morale indicator? Certainly the morale must show up as a number somewhere, right? Whatever. We'll throw a party for him. Throw a big party. We could use it. Yeah, what's 100K? It's nothing, right? Oh yeah. You gotta fight for your right to party. You're right. Target upgrades. Yeah, we're 4th. Our target was 7th, so we're going great there. The chairman's very pleased. We've already asked him for more money, by the way. Improving parts over here. Performance work done there. I don't think it auto pauses for the performance completion. Thoughts about the design center? I know that would be nice. Are any of the parts coming out of here yet? No. See, it spreads it out, which is a little bit annoying. Chosen a higher championship aim. We got a little bit more money. On the other hand, it's just really easier to make sure to max out your spirit. There we go. Now it's done there. I guess it did shift everyone over here for a sec, but all right. What we want to do is the parts that are currently used in the cars. Okay, there you go. Are going to be maxed out performance-wise. That's lovely. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start working on the illegal parts that we're looking to carry forward into the next season so that they have as much possible performance as we can, because that's the number that gets carried over. That looks lovely. I'm going to keep focusing it on over here to make sure it finishes, since the reliability on all our parts is fine. I mean, we could maybe get a little bit more part stripping, but let's make sure that gets maxed out. Yeah, we won't forget about the sponsors. We're just waiting for the 3rd sponsor to arrive. There it is. Just barely got here in time. Well, I mean, 10th or above is pretty easy. Turns out we've gotten pretty good at doing 7th or above. Here's another 7th and above. The bonus payment is exactly the same. The multiplier is higher if we go to the UK, but I don't think we do that in this league. And this has got $1 million up front. The length is a little longer, but it's quite a bit more upfront. We go for special effect. I think here it's a pretty easy decision, right? We do probably have a Japanese race at some point, and then we could do the triple, but I think I want the upfront payment. Just special effect is going to be easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Let's take a look at the calendar. Actually, we don't. The Asia Pacific Super Cup does not actually go to Japan, as it turns out. All right, so it's going to be... Oh, wow. That is interesting. Clear in qualifying. Wet on race day. Heavy rain. So there's definitely going to be some rain. Tire wear medium. Fuel burn very high. Ultras and Supers are going to be the tires here. Well, we're going to go for special effect as our bonus here. The parts are all fine, because they're all using the best parts that are illegal. Someone said you missed some dudes in pit crew because you could scroll but didn't. I'm pretty sure they were... That's not the case. I mean, I know some people were saying it. I actually acknowledged it. I guess there was done we didn't look at. That's true. Done... Dunn isn't actually better than either of our 2 rear wheel guys, but we could rest Neville. What if I just put him in front? Again, we don't care about his repair speed. Yeah, hold on. Let me put him. Let me put him instead of Bono, I guess. That is actually better. Okay. All right. How many laps on this? 26 laps. See, the ones with the shorter lap counts tend to be trickier because there's less wiggle space with your pit stops, because it means each lap is quite long. So, you know, you can't usually squeeze out one extra lap or whatever. You're going to be forced, so it's a little trickier. With the rain, it's going to be really interesting. Luckily, we do have the forecasting center, so hopefully we'll get some decent information on that. We're not going to practice in the wet tires, because I think that loads the feedback quite low. And for race day, we don't need race day tire information. Well, we'd almost like to have either tire info or race trim info. I think what we'll do is we'll have them practice in ultra softs, because we're going to use the ultras for qualifying. And it might turn out that if the rain, slackens for a bit, we might be able to sneak in a stint on ultra softs on race day, which would be okay. Boom, boom. All right. We're predicting lower downforce. Yeah, this makes sense. Yeah. There's a lot of straights or near straights on this track. I want stiff suspension. Yes, higher downforce. Okay, what is... We're gonna practice on ultras. What does it actually look like for her? Same thing, probably higher downforce. Maybe I might want to go and, go to full, minimum downforce, and then at least I know to pull it back. Or maybe we'll not go straight to the edge, we'll go here, so we know we're gonna go, add more downforce as we start with as least as possible, and then when the drivers complain that they're gonna die from having no downforce whatsoever, then we'll go and dial some downforce in. It's gonna be all right. Now for handling, I think they're both leaning towards understeer. I'm going to stiffen you up to here, and then we'll go to left at that point. In speed balance, I'm gonna go and bring you towards the high end, and I'm gonna dial in a little bit more here too. We'll start with something like this. Yeah, the fast corners, yeah. Weight stripping. Oh yeah, I can do this in 5, so I forgot about that. Crucial, so we'll leave you at 80. Not really it. Just, I guess, yeah, some spec parts are crucial, but that's about all. Okay. 71. 73. 70. Over here, we'll leave you at 80. Fix the suspension? Why? What about the suspension? Elf? What do you mean? Oh, and the weight stripping. 70, 71. I mean, I can't do exact numbers. I can only do by 5%. Yeah, I can't go to exactly 70. Sorry, Belth Knight. I wish that we could, but we can't. We can only go in 5% increments. It's because we weren't at 100% on the suspension on Max's car or whatever. Okay. Take practice. Send out. We'll do quality trim stuff again. I don't know if we can apply to their car to make it match. I think it's the difference that gets copied over. I don't know. It's possible. Yeah, since it's just going from outlap to inlap, I don't think it matters when I hit bring in. I'm pretty sure that hasn't made any difference in anything we've done so far. All right. Wow. You got bang on with the suspension balance, the handling. That's crazy. All right, downforce is very poor, so we need to dial in a bunch of extra downforce for Max. The speed balance is poor. Now, we know the handling is going to end up being a little closer to here. Again, we're not concerned about... We know where the purple is for the handling, so we don't need to seek it anymore. Leave it off. I'll put the speed balance something like this, and then see what that ends up. Send out. And Monty... Oh. Not too shabby. Well, I hate qualifying, but we're in a position... Our cars are good enough at this point, Admiral Biatch, that we should actually be able to do good. Even if I just simulate the qualifying, right? Like, I don't hate the fact that qualifying exists. I just don't like the qualifying minigame. So, but we're getting to the point where we should, on average, come out in the top 10 with at least one car. So I think random placement is going to start hurting us. The speed balance was good there. We don't want to go too far. I'm going to do something like this, and then the handling... Let me dial it a little closer. Something like this. And see where that ends up. Okay. At least if I hit bring in right away, this way I can't, you know, won't forget. I won't miss the entrance. Arrow setup's gotten better. It's still poor. Wow. So the arrow setup is like the opposite end of his green bar, basically. So he still wants a ton more downforce. Now, the handling is the purple here. The speed balance... Okay, now that's interesting. So, the speed balance was great where the gray line is. So, we need to be closer. Maybe something like this. So we're just off of our where we were. So great was there, so we're just off. And this is with a handling that's bang on where the excellent is. Now, that'll change. If we have to make more adjustments to the downforce, that'll change. But I think we're getting very close to where we want to be with Max here. What does quality versus race trim for practice mean? So you just develop the knowledge that you can then use as part of your setup. When you're actually doing the race versus quali. It was very poor. It's still poor, so let's dial in a ton more downforce. Handling was great there, became good there. So the excellent handling is actually on the other side. Something like that. Speed balance was good, became great. We need to bring it a little closer here. Okay, I like that, okay. Send out. Bring in, bring in. We haven't even looked at the numbers. I'm practicing on the ultras here, mostly for quality stuff, but we actually didn't look at the stuff. What was it, 26 laps this course, right? Okay, we're at 96% with Max. That's very good. What I'll do is I'll give a tiny tweak of downforce, and then we'll see if we get to 97 or if it dials us back to 95 or something like that. We'll just do something like that. All right, tire choices. So with Max, now we know there's going to be some rain. I don't think we make any real change. We're going to want to save one set of fresh Ultra Softs for Max, which is going to be fine. In quali, he'll use 2 if we just, you know, automate it or do it manually, and that's going to be okay. It's all going to be kind of moot. He could, if for some reason it turns out to be surprisingly dry on race day, he could actually one-stop with supers. Wow. That's not going to happen because we're going to have to use wets and intermediates, but wow. All right, you're going to do that. You're going to just get some more quality knowledge for us. Thank you very much. And then over here, 2 purples and a great 97%. Lovely. I'm not gonna bother tweaking anything else. That's gonna be good enough, and we'll do the same thing here. We'll just have you stay out a little bit longer. Do this. Oh, this game is not online. However, the mobile version, you can get Motorsport Manager online in mobile format. And then I don't think you're racing against other people directly, but you're I think you're comparing your sort of scores or something. I'm not sure how it works actually. Haven't really done it. But the PC version here of Motorsport Manager is not online. Alright, so they're just staying out now. Get some knowledge. They're not going to be able to go up for another stint. They're going to pop a level 2 on both, which is going to be great for our qualifying. What team or driver are you supporting in F1? Like, quite a lot. The thing is, like, my heart will always and forever love Ferrari. I mean, that's just the way it goes, right? But, I mean, it's not like I'm expecting much from them right now. But yeah, I like Ferrari that way. But in terms of individual drivers, you know, like, you gotta love Lando, you've gotta love Gasly. I really liked Leclerc the last couple of seasons. This season, he hasn't really excited me for any particular reason. I think mostly because I'm like, I can't even look at Ferrari, man. I think that's part of it. Okay. Time to get our serious face on. It's quality time. So it's sunny and clear for qualifying. It's going to be a wet day in the race. So we're obviously going quali trim, ultra soft tires. That's going to be fine. Let's check the car setup. We did find a 97% from Max. That's great. He's got fresh ultras on. That's where we want to be. And then with Rhea, we got 97% there, and she's going to be on ultras as well. That's going to be fine. What I'll do is I'll take qualifying, although then we'll use the automating buttons. No quali on Rhea? Did it not auto give her the perks? What the hell did it give her? I hit the auto button, didn't I? Did I forget? Well, the weather's fine for the quali. When I hit auto, did it not give her the quali trim? What the fuck did it give her then? She gave her fuel economy. See, the mechanic perks really only ever do something in the race. So normally when you hit auto, it doesn't pick the mechanic perks. So I was just assuming it wasn't doing something that was 100% useless for the mode we're in. Oh, game, I am so disappointed. Well, no wonder her quality's so bad. I mean, unless we can somehow... Unless it's giving her slightly less fuel for her quali run so that she can run lighter, that would be useful. Except that I don't think is a thing. I should have spaced them out a little bit here, in case one's actually holding up the other, which is sort of what we're seeing here. This is actually really bad. I should have spaced them out slightly. At least... Well, here's the thing. Monty is on the wrong trim, and it looks like she's being held up by Max. Although... Or she got a tow, which is not a mechanic in this game. She was on provisional pole for a second there until Engelhart. Damn you, Engelhart. Now, here's what I don't get. Why can't we swap the tires now? Because when I hit send out, I choose the new set of tires. It then takes time to swap the tires then. It's like, we can't preemptively swap the tires? You know? Dang. Wouldn't it be nice? So she's got she doesn't have the quali trim, and she's still doing better. Well, maybe he'll do better in a second stint. All right, so they're spaced out slightly more now. Keep screwing up the brake temp. Although part of it might be that we don't have like the good brake providers. Wow, Max did so badly in qualifying this time. All right, up in 7th for now, provisionally. Actually, everyone's done. I think we are just going to start in 6th and 7th. Yeah, okay. We might need to use team orders to let Monty get passed by Max up at the start, because theoretically his first lap he can do faster. But you know what? Screw him. Screw him. He's got to get passed on his own rights. I don't care. It's not like we were competing for the first place for the championship win. Okay. How's the weather looking? I know I'm blind a lot, you guys, but I'm pretty sure it said heavy rain. Not, you know, sunny AF. I think there might still be rain by the end of the race. Look how much the temperature is dropping midway through the race and the clouds are coming in. I think this race will end up with the wet, but not as much as expected. So, for sure, at least this first half, at least say 13 laps are going to be in the dry. We are going to factor that into various things. So, ultra soft tires, yeah, I think so. We don't need quick fixes. Pit stop guru is going to be useful. What are we looking at here for your tires there, buddy? We've only got one set of ultra softs. Now, generally speaking, starting on the softest tires is best. Because at the start, you're really fighting for position. You want every possible edge. The problem is this is not going to last us well enough, especially if we're pushing. Like 9 laps on max here is pretty generous. And that leaves us in a really awkward place. Whereas if we can get 13, maybe, and we watch the weather, maybe we notice it's like, okay, hold on, we'll see if we can conserve the weather, or maybe, I don't know, maybe we just do start on the ultras. Hit them on lap like 8 or 9. This is really awkward. I wish you could get a couple more laps out of the supers. It was 14 to 16 or 15 to 17. I mean, that's asking a lot, obviously. Would be kind of sweet. We could potentially sneak in a thing of used ultra somewhere. We could do ultra into used ultras. I don't know about that. It might work for the rain. I think you know what? I think we start on the ultras and we see what the weather does. I don't love it. I don't love it. So let's fuel him for 9 laps. And assume red engine mode from the start. That's pretty fair. 11.7. I guess we'll give him 12 laps of fuel and see what this does. Really, really not loving it. Everything about this is feeling incredibly awkward. Like it's just not going to be quite right. Hopefully everyone else is having some really awkward timing too. I'm not convinced the fuel economy does a big difference.
Whiskey and chocolate.
We want the ultra soft performance for her. Hey, Dream! First time I can catch an F1 stream. Love the experience in Interlagos. Ooh, Sao Paulo. Good luck from the race in Rio. Well, thank you very much, Dream. Interlagos tends to lead to some pretty good races, too. I'm wondering with her, if we just start her on the Super Softs, as opposed to the Ultras, because there's a possibility the timing will work out perfectly for her to go from the Supers to the Inters or Wets. Or if it turns out that we look and the rain's really not coming, we can push more aggressively on these tires and just swap her to Ultra Softs for a stint or something like that. Or if it turns out the entire race is going to be dry, she can just do one stop on Supers. It seems basically impossible. Actually, she can do one stop, Super plus Ultra, if it's dry the whole time, which it's not going to be. Thing is, if we start with Ultras, unless the rain hits like... No, because 11 to 13, especially if we push at the start, and Ultra Softs have such an aggressive cliff at 20%, she's going to stop, like, again, she'll probably make it to lap maybe 11 because it's her. For all we know, it's like 14, 15, it's going to start raining. In which case, what does she do? 4 laps on Super Softs? That would be terrible. I think we have to take the Super Softs. It said heavy rain. There must be rain. If there's no rain, this turns out to be slightly less ideal because we'd prefer to start on Ultras, but in the end, it'll be about the same. So we're going to assume at least 15 laps, but I might go more than that. 15 laps is 19.5. I'll put in 20. And depending on what the weather's doing, we might slow down her engine mode slightly to stretch it out. I mean, 20 is basically like a full... Yeah, we'll go with this. On Supers to start off with. I'm going to give her the 2 fuel things, not the Ultra Soft knowledge. She might not run Ultra Softs at all. And the thing is, the Ultra Soft performance increase stat doesn't even do anything for the best performance of the Ultra Soft because there's 0 penalty, and even the middle band's not bad. This really helps with the lowest performance band on the tire, and that's about it. Okay. Everyone's going to start on double red. That's pretty straightforward. See, he's going to be on Ultras and behind her. Whatever. I'm just going to make her... He's going to have to pass her on his own merit. Gets out, and away we go. Both drivers seem to have a pretty good start. Whoever's in yellow here had a terrible one. Monty gets hung up slightly behind him, and Porter is able to get ahead without any drama, which is great. That's what we wanted because he's got the first lap here. He's got better tires. Monty made up some places as well. 4th and 5th all of a sudden. That's fantastic to see. Really, really nice. Still going to stay on the double red for now. That's going to be okay. We're going to keep a close eye on the weather and try to see what's going to happen as quickly as possible. Monty has dropped back down to 6th. Oh, back up to 5th here. I mean, we can't push her anymore in this on double red. Oh my God! Max completely screwing up that corner, falling way behind, and actually ended up being right in front of Monty and losing her a little bit of time as well, too. That is really unfortunate. Engelhart starting on the super softs. There's the rain predicted. Gonna start raining. There you go. Lap 13, it's gonna start. And it's gonna start pretty strong if I'm sort of reading the shadows here. So what does that mean for us? Well, we definitely want Monty to last until lap 13, 14, and then make the swap. I'm going to put her down to orange right away. What was it? Pit? Look at her current tires. 13 to 15 laps. Now, she's already done 1 lap. I might have to go into yellow to make her last long enough here. But yeah, with Porter, the thing is, Porter's timing was going to be bad no matter what. I think with Porter, the solution is we're going to rip through this tire, 7 laps, and then we might put on the second set of Ultra Softs, the used Ultra Softs. And that's that. Turns out, if he had started on the Super Soft, that's so annoying. We've upgraded the weather center, and the weather was just 1 lap too far for us. If we had realized this, if we'd seen that hint, we would have started him on Super Softs. That's true. Monty does have super high adaptability, which means she's going to be able to handle a little bit of rain with her slicks and more rain with her inters or whatever. She's got a bigger window open there. Whereas Porter's adaptability is quite low, if I recall correctly. Okay, his tires are getting hot as is. What is the actual temp? Oh yeah, it is pretty hot. I think we might have to go down to neutral already. Man, yeah, it's going to be similar with other people. The temp might still go up on yellow mode here. I'm wondering if we actually just put him out on super soft and just go to red mode right away. I mean, until he overheats. I think this might still be climbing for him. I think it might have paused for her, the temperature. She might be temperature stable on yellow here, but I'm not sure Max is. For 4th and 6th. Engine mode to the max, which is fine. With her, she was fueled okay, right? We need to bring her down a little bit. We fueled her for 15 laps of fuel. Which should be just about right. Yeah, no, the temps are definitely go up on max. We're gonna have to bring them down to conserve, not to overheat on the ultras. Warren Ultras probably faster than the supers. Don't need them long. That's probably what's gonna happen. Especially, okay, if we're gonna conserve this set, maybe squeeze an extra lap out of this. Again, these are really long laps, so it's gonna be hard for us to max out the life of the tires, because it's very likely we're gonna overshoot or undershoot slightly because of these incredibly long laps. But he's on conserve now. If he can squeeze this out for 1 extra lap, put on the used ultras, might be just about perfect. Might be just about perfect. Is Jesper hurt? Morton? He's already down at the bottom. That is a good point. Six more laps. What are we? Lap 5. Actually, you know what? No, you got to pit. You can't make it to 13 anyway. No, you're fine there. Having trouble getting past Ruiz. Someone is racing injured. How do you know? Do you see a message somewhere? I mean, I'm assuming there must have been. You know, Martin did catch fire last time. That's true. It might be slightly burned. A little crispy around the edges. Cat Mendoza figures Montero's in second place after the rain hits. I mean, possibly. Interesting, she's right behind Max here. Tires are getting worse. I don't know if Monty's actually faster than he is. Yeah, she's closing. Well, kind of stable-ish. Temperatures are stabilized here. Let's put you back on neutral for a sec. Make sure you don't hold up Monty. I'm not going to use team orders. I don't think it would really make a tremendous amount of sense. I don't know what place she started at. Ruiz started at. We'd have to go into the data. Okay, he's got enough for 3 more laps fuel-wise. Oh my god, her temps are getting high. We got to conserve her tires. We can go back to conserve mode on you as well. I think Porter's going to run out of tire well before he runs out of fuel. Unless I start backing him up. Those used Ultras, it's going to be really tough to make it to the rain. It looks like it is going to level out, like, on the midway point. So it's going to be Inter's weather. Nice that we have the information. We don't have to guess as to whether it's going to be wets or Inters. It's going to be solidly Inter weather. So that's going to be fine. Okay, no, I think your tire management's going to be okay. You've got enough fuel for 2 more laps to the pit entrance, more or less. Tire-wise, it might be a little tough. I'm actually wondering if I should back up here. The question is, well, if he has to pit a lap early for the Inters, that we might just have to eat that, unfortunately. Drop you down to orange. Because the Ultra's cliff is at 20%. I'm going to try to squeeze out 1 more lap. I don't like having to go on conserve. So he's now complaining about entering the lowest performance band. Got 5%. Yeah, we're just going to have to stretch it, buddy. You can go into... Let me just wait another beat. There you go. You can finish the rest of the lap on overtake mode. And now we're going to be pitting. So... 6 to 8. Yeah, I think we have to do that. Let's just, if you could get 7 laps out of it, 9.1. I'll fuel you for 1 more lap. I'm not going to fill him up, because that would be a lot of heavy fuel. Fill him up since it's going to rain soon. Like, why don't I just fill him up when I bring him in for Inters? Either way, I spend exactly the same amount of time refueling him, and this way he doesn't have to drag around a bunch of heavy fuel for an extra lap or 2. Oh. It's a little low. I think we're going to be fine. Yeah, we're fine. So you can go back. You're going to come out on overtake and on neutral. Mistake on the front jack right away. Womp womp. I think we'd have been fine even if I hadn't changed his mode. We lost 1.8 seconds there, but we still saved 2 by going to the faster mode, so that's okay. Alright. We'll leave him on yellow for now. We haven't pushed at all with his tires. I don't think temp's going to be a problem. I think he'll be okay until the rain. Now, we're still going to want to stagger our pits. Luckily, they're not near each other at all timing-wise. There's actually a 23-second difference between the 2 of them. Which means, like, pitting even with fuel, we're going to be A-okay. Now... how's her fuel load? You're fine, actually. Yeah, you can stay on red fuel mode. That's going to be okay. We might be able to push a little more with the tires. We'll see. Monty might end up pitting second. Her tires might still have a little bit more life than Porter's in here. Especially since she's got higher adaptability. She can race in the slightly wet a little bit better than Max. Depending on the timing. Or if it turns out we're going to have to pit slightly before the rain, she could pit for inters first, because her inters on dry is going to be a little bit better than his. Yeah, this heavy rain was a lie. Look at that. Such a lie. He is fueled for longer. So hitting him second probably makes the most sense. So basically we have to pit Monty. Well, she's going to pretty much have to pit for just her tire. That'll be the determining factor, maybe. I think it'll work out beautifully. He might do one lap in the slightly moist in a way that he's not happy about. Hamilton, yeah. Ingledew as well. Hamilton and Ingledew, they went to inters already. Because they know the rain is coming. They couldn't make their tire stretch. They're trying to avoid an extra pit stop. They're like, we could switch to slicks now, run it for 2 laps, and then go to inters. Inters, they're going to lose a lot of time here. Inters can lose at most 10 seconds if you're outside of the heat. And you can't get more outside of their range than bone dry. Depending on their adaptability, they might now take the full 10 seconds per lap penalty. At 2 laps, though, you know, nearing 20 seconds, I mean, it's basically a pit stop. I'm not sure that was the right way to go. Liao over here is going to pit for repairs, which is interesting to see. Monty currently in second. Looking okay over here. Lots of Ferrari stats in space. Yeah, hold on, I should put this back on. The inters are coming on early. I mean, that's it. We'd be in the same situation of like, I need to pit now. I know I need inters in a second. Should I just do it now, even though it's shit for right now? Yeah, I think everyone's going to come out on this. This is actually really good for our time right this second. Although Porter... I mean, he's in free air, actually. Oh, God. Yeah, there's no one in front of him. I was like, is he being, like, held up? But no. Alright, it's starting to get a little bit damp. Coming over here. I'm thinking I bring her in now. I'm going to bring her in now. She's going to come out, you know, a minute too early for inters, but she's got that high adaptability. And then Porter can come in at next lap. Well, they could double stack. They're far enough apart still. They could double stack. Do I just leave them both out 1 extra lap? I think we leave them both out 1 extra lap. And double stack. Yeah, we're fine. Because he's got more tire left. He's going to have a little bit... He's going to have a bit of a hard time on his second one. Out of curiosity, how much is left? Really? Oh shit, no, I'll just bring him for inters now. Because he's a little further behind, so it's going to be that much wetter. So he's here, okay? He's in 7th place right now. He's got basically nearly half a lap to go. Until the pit entrance, a third of a lap. He's going to do all that, and then have to do the entire next lap with... closer to inter stuff. Okay. It might be just a coin flip. It might be, like, virtually no difference. I suspect he'll be slowed down a little bit by the water by the end of that second track. You know, if he pits now with all the fueling... No, you know what? I think it's going to work out beautifully. We're going to put in the intermediates. We're going to assume... So what was it? 13 laps left after pitting? 13? So 13 times 1.3 is 16.9, so 17 laps of fuel. We'll just fuel him to the end of the race, and he's going to spend enough time in the pit here that, was it 16.9? So 17 laps, yeah. He's going to spend enough time in the pits here that it'll probably be properly intermediate weather by the time he comes out. Parts are looking okay, but we can get a free swap. Yeah, I like it. Seems good. Get Rio all the favoritism. She's actually got a shot to win the race. I mean, that's not bad. Yeah, 13. I know it says 14 here. That's currently, but after the pit stop, it's going to be 13. All right, I'm pleased with this. Monty's tires are way more warm, but it's like, no, you've got this. Especially with the rain, this timing is, I think, going to work out beautifully. Oh shit, your engine is being chewed up, isn't it? I'm going to drop you down to high engine mode for now, and you'll probably be on orange mode for the rest of the race. How about you? Max is still at 70%. Why is her engine down to 49? Wow. All right, he's coming in. So she's going to come in now. She's going to go to inters. I think her inters will last longer, but the last lap will be done in the drive, but it's not going to matter. We're not going to make any changes over there. We'll give her... Well, she's only going to be running in orange mode. So she's got 12 laps on orange. The thing that's annoying is she refuels faster. 13.2 laps of fuel. Okay, and I will round it up to the 14. So that, because she can probably do a lap or two of red still. This is not a long enough pit stop to really make any changes. I guess we could change her front wing, but it's unlikely to be any problems for the race, and it just introduces another possible mistake. The other parts would take too long. There's another possible mistake over here, which I don't want. We'll go balance, because it's only 1 second slower. Not really going to change our position, just our range to max, and that's going to be okay. Yeah, it's a random chance for each part to wear every lap. So you can see these differentials like that. No mistakes for Max. Oh, and he gets a free rear wing change just like that. We need you to go to... You've got enough life in this, you can definitely push, at least with the tire. We're going to push until the temperature becomes a problem. Although if it climbs very quickly, I'll go to yellow very fast. And she's due to pit, which is going to be fine. Got another 4% to the cliff. And she's just coming to the pit straight now. She's going to come out in orange-yellow, which is exactly what we want. Okay. Temperature's climbing. Not stupid fast, but it's definitely climbing with Max. Freaking mistake on her refueling. Oh my god, double mistake. She lost 3.5 seconds. And we weren't on fastest, we were just on standard. We might want to go careful for that. That's really annoying. Although, the only person ahead of her is Ruiz, who's still on slicks. So Monty is leading with no more tire changes. Engelhart is right behind her. That's the big problem. Engelhart, who's like potentially going to come past her, unfortunately. We'll put you on push as well, because you have way lots of tire life, other than the heating problem. Will his tires last? I suspect so. I think Engelhart has decent smoothness, and the intermediates do last pretty long here. I suspect they will not be pitting again. But we have more ability to push our tires than he does. You can see he's already on... Actually, he's all the way on backup on his tire mode, probably because of temperature. So as we lose a little bit of that's going to be okay. I'm going to bring down Porter's, because it's possible the temp's still going to increase on yellow. We have to be a little bit on top of that. First, yeah, Ruiz is... They're on full Ferrari tactics over here, apparently. And they're pretty far ahead, admittedly. They could buy a little bit more... No, it doesn't make any sense. Ruiz has got to be pitting this time. She's got to. Right? 1.8 seconds in front of Engelhart and growing a little bit. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, he's still on... Yeah, I'm going to have to drop down to neutral as well for the tires, so we will be matching that. Oh my god, she's staying out. Maybe she's got stupid high adaptability. Oh, that's right, there would be a pit marker. She might have stupid high adaptability, so she might not be... The thing is, it doesn't make any sense, though, because it would make sense if you were having to stay out long enough to make the inters last until the end of the race, but we know they're going to last until the end of the race. Is Porter's temp still going up? I'm hoping not. I guess it doesn't matter. There's no reason to preemptively lower it down to conserve. Definitely a mistake. Yeah, her lead is definitely shrinking. Yeah, there's no reason for her to stay out this long. Which is fine. So it just means she's going to enter the back of the field. We knew we were going to come in first at some point regardless, because at some point she's got to pit just because she doesn't have tire life. What's nice... Okay, he's closed a little bit now, but we've got a decent gap to Engelhart, which is nice to see. should be okay on yellow over there. Yeah, Porter's temp is still going up. Monty's might be crawling slightly up as well, too. So far, so good. First place there, pitting. Oh, wow. Oh, he just, she just hit the cliff over here, so she slowed down even more. Gonna get a pass regardless. Okay, I've got to bring Porter to conserve. And I'm gonna have to conserve on Monty soon, too. Let's do it now. That way, if Engelhart catches up to us, we'll be able to pull the trigger at that point to make the overtake that much harder. Max Porter jumps to 13th place, overtaking 2 drivers. Nice, nice, nice. Monty leading the race here in the rain. I mean, we know what the weather's going to be to the end, so that doesn't really matter there. It's pretty hot. Hot and rain. No, so muggy. I would hate this weather. Her stats should really go up with the win. I know, right? Jet 5.2 here. Porter's at a 5.3, about the same on both there. It'd be nice to have Porter up beyond the sponsor objective just to give us a backup for the sponsor money in case there's a sudden crash. There have been remarkably few crashes this season. Remarkably few. The heart is closing. Oh, but we're pushing ahead a little bit. 0.1 seconds. Alright, 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 alright. Yeah, he's on yellow tire mode, and he's not pushing his engine now. How's her engine? 35%? She's going to be fine. Yeah, I think she's going to be fine on orange mode here. And you're going to be fine on red until the end of the race, I'm pretty sure, as well. Gap stable. And actually growing a little in our favor here. Ooh, he's only a fair bit behind. 2.5? Yeah, he may have been closing. He might have been able to go up to yellow or even maybe orange tire mode. I don't know. He might have been on orange engine mode for a little while, too, but had to pull back to yellow at some point. Let's go, Monty! Well, Max, how you doing, buddy? Well, you've got pretty much no one in front of you or behind you. Just try to keep those lap times stable, buddy. What are we looking at? God, nearly 2.6 and... not growing. But still, nice and stable in first if she doesn't make any mistakes. Tire temps are good. We'll be able to go back to yellow at some point as well, but no reason to do it now. Now we're 2.7 and growing 2.8. Engelhart keeps falling behind. And we've got more life in our tires. He actually is... We might still be in the fastest tire band, and he's in the middle. I'm not sure. Not sure about the percentages. I'd have to crunch some numbers in the spreadsheet to know exactly where we are there. But that's probably what happened. I mean, he dropped into his middle band before we did, so that's probably where we gained some of our distance here. Hamilton running out of tire. That's true. He's not the only one. Blanc over here. Blanc. Mikhailovic. Liao. I mean, that's pretty far down the list, but still. Yeah, Porter might get a little bit more going on here. Fuel should all be good until the end. Although, hold on. He's got less fuel. How many laps do we have left? We got 6 laps currently. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's got to go to orange or he's going to run out of fuel before the end of the race. Although with orange, he's going to be pretty much bang on, depending on exactly where in the lap we were here. We'll see. We might be able to do 1 lap on red, or we might have to drop down to yellow for a bit, but overall we're okay. Here, 5 laps remaining. Yeah, she's got excess fuel, but does not have the engine. She's got enough fuel, she'll be able to... Oh, he's going to be fine too, then. So I think he is going to be fine. I was saying 6, but we're most of the way through done. Because he's going to cross, he's going to have to do 5 more laps. He's using 1.3 per. So 4 laps would be 5.2. No, okay. If he does this, he's going to use 5.5. We can do 2 laps on red, is what we're going to be able to do. He's got enough fuel for 2 laps on red. We'll just orange him for now so we don't accidentally leave it on red too long. I mean, he's not fighting anyone either way. She's still really stable ahead of Engelhart, which is gorgeous. I'm sure it doesn't matter for this point. It still would. I mean, being in the red is okay. I could probably push back up to yellow, but at the same time, what's the point right now? I don't think either one of them... I mean, I don't think we can run on yellow until the end of the race. Maybe. Let's give it a little bit here. Actually, I might want to leave him on conserve, because he does have less tire percentage. But she could probably go to yellow as long as we don't overheat her tires. Porter making some more room. People are pitting, including for repairs. If one more person pits in front of him, that'd be crazy. He can't overtake on the track. He's nowhere near anyone else. He needs someone to make a mistake or to pit in front of him. Like, it wouldn't even get him into points. It would get him to maybe sponsor objectives, but it doesn't matter. As long as we've got one car in sponsor objectives, the only thing that makes a difference. Do you think Ingledew and Blanc will pit again? Well, yeah, Blanc did. Ingledew might have to. You're right. I don't know. They might try to push to the end. 3 laps remaining. They might try to push to the end. But if they did pit, they could pit for some ultras right at the end and maybe do like a fastest lap or something. I'm not planning on pitting. Now, I guess we will need a well, no. Because they're all on intermediate. I was going to say, oh, we'll slow down a bit on this last lap because it's me a little dry. But so will anyone else unless they also pit. 23%. You're going to be fine. You got this, Monty. You're going to be A-okay. All the bonuses you're going to have to pay. That's fine. I don't mind. I think he can probably go to overtake mode now. His engine's starting to get a little low, but it's going to be all right. Mostly it's the question of fuel, which is going to be fine. Okay, Monty's passing by the start-finish line now. Oh, she's going to have excess fuel. That's right. We know this. 2 laps remaining. She's only going to use 2.2 laps. We might be able to do her lap on red engine mode and not have it explode, but I'm not sure I even want to take that risk. I'm going to bring her tires down to conserve, make sure they don't overheat near the end. We're still stable next to Engelhart over here, so that's going to be okay, and he's got way less tire. And then let's keep an eye on Porter's situation. Now, there's no cliff on these. There's still a lowest performance band, but we're going to hit that regardless. It'd be nice to hit it slower, but I think we can probably go to yellow with Porter. So he's now got 2 laps remaining, and he can finish the rest of the race on red. It's actually going to work out almost perfectly for him to finish the rest of the race on red, fuel-wise. Overtaken, Ingledew, so there was another pit. It will be interesting. Partanen, Martson, Engelhart, they're all really worn tires. It'll be interesting if they can make it to the end. I suspect they will. Because there's no cliff or anything, I think they will get to the end there without another pit stop. But it would be nice if they did. No weird pushing. Yeah, Martson's even on full backup to try to make the tires last longer. Go neutral. We're starting to come up on some back markers over here. Oh, no, sorry. That's Porter. I thought I was on Montero. I saw 7th place. Actually, don't know if anyone's being lapped. She's slowed down a lot, which makes sense because it's dry here, right? So they're way off pace, but so is Engelhart. In fact, we're gaining time on Engelhart. We might have a better adaptability than he does. And Martin in 3rd, that is really good considering he started so low. I don't think there's anything we can really do with Max here. This final lap, the fuel situation is good. I might be able to push, but I mean, we're not going to close in on someone unless they like drive wide. But maybe we'll give them the best possible chance to make up another place by pushing the tire here. All right, Monty. Coming around the final, the sort of big corner. It's a little bit over here, technically a little more of a corner. Pit straight. And boom! P1! P1. Porter did come pretty close. He's still a couple of seconds off. Look at these tires, though. Everyone drove their tires to the bare limit. Woo! All the top finishers except Rio are finishing with no tires. Yeah. She had so much less, but that's what happens when you get the 20 smoothness. Oh, man, oh, man. It would have been nice if Porter could have come out a little higher. He's going to be a little disappointed with himself. But, my God. Monty with the #1 finish here. Just really working those tires properly. We came in with a good strategy for her. I mean, decent qualifying. They qualified, what, 6th and 7th? So Porter actually fell down 1 spot, because I think he started in 7th, right? It was 6th and 7th, with him in 7th. So he lost 1 position, which is a bit disappointing. But he had really awkward tire placement, right? The problem with him, we're like, the timing for the rain was terrible. If we could see that 13th lap rain, we would have started him on supers. We would have 1-stopped him. Honestly, possibly a 1-2 finish. In which case, all of a sudden, maybe we're back in the contention for winning the championship this season. But, unfortunately, we did not see that the rain was starting on 13 because we only had vision up to like 12 or something like that. So we weren't able to work it. But you can see how well it worked out with Monty. But the thing is, look, Engelhart, Martin, lots of people did the 1-stop. Virtually the same as ours. Virtually the same as ours. In fact, literally the same with Sevilla over here. So, no, Monty won like proper. Not luck with pit stops. She didn't get bad luck with it. but she won like proper. Here's Ruiz with that extra long stint on our second set of Ultra Softs, which was likely a mistake. I think they were salty. They're like, but they should have just pushed it. They should have just been like, you know what? We'll put it to red. We'll just burn out the tire right away, and then we'll get you to switch early. It sucks that we have to eat an extra pit stop. What are you going to do, huh? 1 lap cost them 10 seconds. Yeah, that's the maximum lost time on intermediates. If it's too dry or too wet, it's 10 seconds. The maximum time loss on slicks or wets is 20 seconds. So if it's like, if you're on slicks and it's 100% wet, you'll lose 20 seconds. So yeah, Englehart started on pole, because you got his bonus points for that, but dropped down in place. Yeah, Max lost 1, but 5 places for Montero. Okay, scrutineering. Oh, did we already get through that? Oh, I guess we did. Ooh. Drivers' Championship. Monty is currently second in the Drivers' Championship. Now only 8 points behind Partanen. And we are back in third in the Constructors. But yeah, this is a big gap. Oh, McNeil actually took the lead from Team Kirov. Wow. Kirov had a bad race. So 12 points. Like, there's enough races. It's technically possible, right? We're not mathematically eliminated, but it requires us to do amazingly well, considering only the first few places score points at all, while they don't score any. Rhea had 2 mistakes on pit stops. That's true, too. Yeah, 3-second mistake on her pit stop. So yeah, it's not even that she had good luck. She actually had actively bad luck. Max, unfortunately, not feeling the morale because he came in, worse overall than he had hoped. What you gonna do? I think she's gotten another point of overtaking. I think she was at a 7 last time we were on the screen, which is kind of nice, wasn't it? So it's 1.4%. It's not 1.4% of this bar. I think this percentage, is it from like 1 to 20? So every 5% of this might be a skill point. I think that might be it. Not sure. Yeah, money. What are the bonuses here? Oh, that went too fast. I shouldn't have hit the button first, but yeah, Monty way up there. Porter not having a great season. Monty crushing it. She doesn't even have the best parts on her car. She's not complaining about it. She's considering herself a reserve driver, but I'm thinking now we should flip things around and make sure she's got the best possible shot at maybe winning the championship. Just because. Do an interview here. Attempted a quick pit stop for Porter, but the results were a mistake. No, we had to go for it. Every second makes a difference. Come on. More morale loss. True, though. We had to do it. Like, I should teach these guys about expected value. Well, we have to wrap up the stream here. Because we are at the time limit. I will do some shopping for pit crew in between things, as well as do some shuffling about. But next Monday, we will be continuing our Motorsport Manager. Wednesday, I can't decide. Wednesday might be Crusader Kings 3, or it might be Microsoft Flight Simulator. We do still have a flight to finish in Microsoft Flight Simulator, which I think has 2 more legs left to do. It would be nice to get back to that, because we've missed the last 2 weeks, because we've been doing Crusader Kings 3. On the other hand, I know people are way into Crusader Kings 3 right now, as am I. So we'll have to see what we're going to do on there. Civ is going to make a return to the channel really soon, but it's not going to be this Wednesday. So we will see. We will see. As for EO4, there was an EO4 episode, Savory Savoy, that dropped shortly before the start of the stream. So if you haven't seen it there, check it out. Otherwise, I will see you guys in a couple of days. I believe on a Kiss for Luck's channel, Rhinoceros Maximus is streaming multiplayer Crusader Kings 3. That indeed is the case. So if you want some CK3, let's go raid a Kiss for Luck's channel. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in a couple of days for either Flight Sim or Crusader Kings. We'll see how it goes. Thanks for coming out, everyone. Thanks for everyone for the follows, the subs, the resubs, the contributions to the Whiskey and Chocolate Fund. Very, very appreciated. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.